Stand by. The program will begin soon.
An example yesterday I saw of this woman who's been here. I mean, we might even play this clip. She was here. She's been here 20 years. She has 3 kids who were born here. Her kids are married because of birthright citizenship, which is another subject that's coming up. And she's never bothered to even try to resolve her immigration status. Not in 20 years. She has never tried to resolve her immigration status. Not through Republican presidents, not through Democratic presidents, nothing. And so now, she's worried about being deported because they put out the sob story of this woman. Well, that's not the average person they're even looking at right now. The average person they're looking at crossed in the last 3 years are... CNN is cutting jobs to embrace the digital future. No, they're cutting jobs because, as I like to say, they suck. CNN is undergoing a significant restructuring, planning to lay off about 200 employees, which constitutes approximately 6% of its workforce. This move is part of a broader strategy under CEO Mark Thompson to pivot towards a digital-first approach, focusing on expanding digital subscriptions and reducing costs from traditional TV operations. Wait a minute. Didn't they already try the CNN subscription service, which failed miserably? Which, if you truly have compassion for trans kids, you would allow them to all go through puberty, because 90% of kids who think they're trans change their mind once they go through puberty. That puberty is the fix for most of the problems. But you guys want the medicalization of kids and sterilization of kids and medical and surgical altering of kids who can't make that decision at 12 years old or 13 years old. Goddess Diablo asks, why is it when I try to show empathy and concern, people always misconstrue it? Last time I asked someone if their mom at least got a good check from the clinic that botched the abortion. Oh! Oh, God. Damn it, AD. I think you just need to find a gentler tone.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
I would be willing to bet everything I own that submitting a 22-minute video montage that shows the most egregious acts of violence you can find from that day, when the defendant in question is on that video for only 6 seconds and the scene walking calmly, is highly prejudicial and a violation of the defendant's due process rights. The person was found guilty and sentenced to 19 months in prison. Now, it took 2 hours to read through all of the documents that were in the case file. Every motion submitted by the defendant was denied. Every motion by the defendant was denied. How often does that happen? And every motion submitted by the government was granted. They turned a trespass misdemeanor that would have resulted in a $50 ticket into 5 misdemeanors and a felony charge by charging the defendant with a statute that would have required the Secret Service to rope off the section he was in, which they did not. They also charged him with a statute that would have been required them to prove Mike Pence was in the building at the time he walked through that corridor. He was not. And they used an Enron statute that the Supreme Court struck down. If you accept a pardon, you are admitting guilt. Period. That's the, because you can't be pardoned if you're not guilty.
Whether he can preemptive part, whether he can issue. President's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardon for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr.
Oh,
That
you
would be a
can't?
gross abuse
Oh,
of the presidential
it's a
pardon authority.
gross abuse of
President.
presidential pardon authority. Well, there you go. You accepted the pardon, Adam Kinzinger. You think you may have committed a crime. Oh, here, Jamie Raskin. Dirty Q-tip. Dirty Q-tip, Jamie Raskin. What else? What did he have to say?
Well, the seeking of pardons is
Yes, it's only on
powerful
one side.
demonstration of the consciousness of guilt, or
Ah,
at least the consciousness that you may be in trouble.
Jamie
And that's
Raskin.
what's so shocking
Did he
about
get a
this.
pardon also? Wasn't he on
Well,
that
the
committee?
seeking of pardons is
He was on that committee. I'm curious if you're going to condemn that part. You're going to condemn that pardon.
Joe Biden pardoned a lot of people. Yeah, he should answer for that and explain.
Hey, lots of murderers, lots of drug dealers, lots of people who killed people. Commuted the sentence of a couple murderers. One who, in fact, one drug dealer who people died from taking the drugs that they sold them.
Stand by. The program will begin soon.
The Obama-Aniston rumors have gone wild. Rumors have emerged on social media that suggest Barack and Michelle Obama might be heading towards divorce, with speculators linking Barack Obama to actress Jennifer Aniston. Most rumors have gained traction following Michelle Obama's absence from Jimmy Carter's funeral and the inauguration, and are based on tabloid stories and social media speculation without solid confirmation from the individuals involved. So far, there's still rumors, and I don't know why people are perpetuating them, but it is kind of fun to perpetuate rumors like that. No one's come out to out and out deny anything. That's the weird.
We should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity.
The
Of a
audacity.
president who's so clearly
The
concerned about his own
audacity.
criminal culpability.
Oh my God, his own criminal culpability and his son's business dealings. I know that they're talking about Joe Biden, aren't they?
And that of his family members.
Select a Boy asks, are cats really soul suckers? Yes. Yes. That's why I'm not into cats. Dogs, man. I'm a dog guy. Have it established. Is there an aisle in the grocery store that is less objectionable to have sex in? Where do you come up with this shit? Dude.
Trump has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician, has risen.
Yes.
Somebody who if we were 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, a dead.
And I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding Donald Trump's demise that has failed. I wonder how many people at Davos, again, let me say it again. I wonder how many people at Davos have been funding what they had hoped would be Trump's demise. I bet you there's a few of them there. And didn't work, did it now? Didn't work now, did it?
Politically known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can make it.
At the end of the show, every day on my show, if I put something on the screen or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about. And even more, the ones I didn't even get to, I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Oh, yeah, I got to turn the mic up before I say something. Hey! What up, people? Did I change the thumbnail? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live on this beautiful second day of the NCAA tournament. The Drake University Bulldogs defeat the Missouri Tigers. Oh, I don't know who was here yesterday that was rooting for the Mizzou, but I told you, bitches. Anyway, how y'all doing? Happy Friday. Free-for-all Friday, Q&A Friday. You know what that is. And the Q&A box is already over there. So if you want to start asking questions, that's great. Also, if you want to share the show, that's great too. Do that thing. And there you go. So we're going to have a good show today. I kind of kept the topics a little. I think I'm going to get to everything today because I didn't really open a whole lot of bookmarks, but I did put the aggregator if you want to see what's going on to, if you want to see what other people are doing about things happening in the world, because my favorite aggregator always has a great collection of articles regarding multiple topics regarding everything. So there you go. Anyway, whatever that jump was, I was trying to concentrate talking to you while also trying to fix a link over here that I forgot to put up on the screen. So anyway, hope you're having a wonderful morning. I hope I can make it a little better. I got the Bulldog gear, got the Drake cup again. It's going to be Drake Day every day until they leave the tournament, which could be tomorrow for all we know. We don't know. I hope they don't. I hope they triumph and make it to the Sweet 16. But, we'll see what happens. They are a defensive juggernaut, though. They held Missouri to like 50-something points, a team that averaged 80 points a game. So second in the SEC, I believe. But enough about sports and my personal needs, except for coffee. Let's say hi and let's get this show on the road. Share the stream. Some of you have already done that. I appreciate it. In fact, I see I'm getting quite a few notifications here. First in the chat today is our good friend Avocados Diablo. Gets the bell. Because he's always Johnny on the spot. Well, most of the time. And that's good. That's a good thing. Oh, wow. My tablet is running out of battery power. Did I? No, I still got. Okay. All right. Also, good morning to Amazing Disgraces in the house. And Kara Soldier and a nominee T2. I'll be back. Aaron Meredith, Mike Savage, Blarg. Let's see how he said Kara Soldier. Tire. Whoop. Stop it. Whoa. What the hell did I do there? I did it again. Sorry, AD. I'm not giving your music away. Tire. Alexander. The Scourge is here. Good morning, sir. Good also. Lewis. What up, Lewis? Welcome back. You becoming a regular. I like it. I like to see it. Johnny Boomer Tex in the house, of course, taking care of the board. Green Badger Outdoors. Reaction Puerto Rico is in the house. Anon 1, 2, 3. Ha, 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 ha. Let's hear. Good morning, Nomad. Oops, wrong one. Let's try. There's the right one. I guess my fat fingers are just hitting the wrong buttons over here. Lord Stanhope's in the house. Good morning. K-Shaw, what up, Kirsten? And that's everyone so far. We got, it says 22 people, but only 7 likes. Do I need to go on strike or something? What's that? Come on. Just get it over with before you forget. It helps. It gets more people getting notified. Every time you hit the like button, YouTube will send out more notifications. And the more notifications, the more, the longer I can do this show. So there you go. Good morning, Eagle. What's up? Nice to see you. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. Aaron Meredith. I said Aaron Meredith, right? I got everybody. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay. So, when you hit the like button, that sends more notifications out because they're like, they're interacting, or if you chat or do anything else, anything you do. And even if, best yet, share the freaking stream. Get some more. Tell people, hey, get your ass in here. or something like that. Anyway, let's see. Thanks for the people who are sharing the show, though. That is fantastic. I don't know why y'all like dark mode. It really messes with my eyes, but thank you. K Show, amazing or CG, Swamp Fox Ghost, we're actually on Puerto Rico, amazing disgrace. What the hell happened there? Ty Alexander and Somnambule Nation for retweeting my post of the show. Got some gifts in here. Let's go. Oh my gosh. That's not from the Silver Streak. What movie is this from, Swamp Fox Ghost? What movie is this from? I can't remember. This is the one where he's blind, or is he faking being blind? I don't know what movie that is. Here's another one. What the hell is that? Oh my God, let's go. Yeah, and then we got the reaction of Puerto Rico. Got a little Kobe to Shaq action. Nice. And then we got the dog. Oh, Super Dog. Thank you, Amazing Disgrace. We got Can't Take a Trip on the Mothership. Little P-Funk edition. Nice. And of course, the requisite woo from Ric Flair. Thank you, Ty Alexander. And a little Fresh Prince dance, Funky Friday, motherfuckers. Thank you, Somnambule Nation. So thanks to everyone who's sharing the show. I greatly appreciate it. And Mike Savage with the very subtle let us go. Let us go. As opposed to let us go. So anyway, good morning. Happy Friday. Let's get this show on the road. Let's start with now. This is a day specifically. I think if a ranting monkey would appreciate this day. Today is World Down Syndrome Day. I can't make jokes. World Down Syndrome Day. Let's see. This is 9-year-old Dane Miller with Down syndrome singing Whitney Houston is All You Need. Oh, let's see this. Let's hear it. Oh, that's cute. I can't play too much with it though, because I'll get that thing. Hello, Resolute Germ. I see you. I see you there. Anyway, today's World Down Syndrome Day. Here's 4 ways you can help support someone with Down syndrome. And there's a link. I'll put a link to the article here. What is that? Okay, where's the? Well, here. There's some more information on Down syndrome. Now there's one. Okay, hang on a second. Let me. I gotta look something up. Let's see if I can find this. Because there's this one. Okay. Oh no. Okay. This is terrible. I didn't know this. So there's been this video going around, right? This video going around of this girl who supposedly has Down syndrome. Okay. And well, I'm going to show you the video first and you'll understand why I'm disappointed now. I'm going to play without the music. So this video has been going around for a while and it's this girl right here. Okay. This is so it's been going around for a while. Now the comments are they're humorous. I'm down if she's down, I'm down. I'm a chromosexual now. That's terrible. Straight out of downtown Rilf. She can handle my especially. You get the point. And I'll leave the link to this video in the chat in the links today. But the problem with this video is, one, there's reader's context added to it. This video has been digitally altered to add a Down syndrome face. The original poster shared proof of this via TikTok. Be warned, she is an OnlyFans model with explicit content. Okay? So she does not really have Down syndrome. And in fact, right here, the post that I found this on says, this girl is an absolute piece of trash. She does not have Down syndrome. She is using a filter to bring traffic to her page, and she is mocking them. Is she mocking them? I don't know. Many in society have hit rock bottom. I originally thought I found the video humorous because I'm like, why are they showing this girl? Why is this girl doing this? And now I find out today for the first time after I've seen this video before. And I was like, oh, damn. Well, good for her, I guess. But yeah, there's a good question, Amazing Grace. Who the excuse me. Who the fuck made a filter to make you look like you have Down syndrome? That's fucked up. Only Downs. That's terrible. Anyway, so on World Down Syndrome Day, I'm sorry that I had to present that to you. That was terrible. All right, let's move on. Celebrity birthday today. Where are we at? Is that what I got next? Yeah, celebrity birthday today. Now, this is one you would not know, but a significant person in music history. Happy birthday to the legendary Sister Rosetta Tharpe, born on this day in 1915. She was the first great recording star of gospel music and the first to appeal to rhythm and blues and rock and roll audiences, later being referred to as the godmother of rock and roll. So this is some history here on for Sister Rosetta Tharpe. I'll probably get in trouble for the music, but I don't care.
Yes.
So obviously, one of those people who influenced the development of rock and roll. So she would have been 110 years old today. Happy birthday, Sister Rosetta Tharpe. A legend. Moving on. Next, let's get into some topics. Now this is Reaction on Puerto Rico sent me this. I don't know when was it, this morning or yesterday. Who is that? Sister. Here, I'll write it in. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. That's who that was. Okay. All right. Oh, Mr. Scott, Chicago Miker in the house, and Dom O'Leary, welcome. And also on the honorable mention list of my favorite Canadians, Special Can Acid. What's up? Nice to see you all. Welcome back to the show. Okay, so Reaction on Puerto Rico sent me this one, and I haven't even translated it yet, except for en Detroit, Estados Unidos, United States. Un chavista migrante se puso a gritar. Okay, I'll just put the translation out here. In Detroit, United States, a migrant chavista began shouting and threatening a man who tried to ignore him for several minutes. However, the PSUV comrade thought the passivity was due to fear and raised the stakes by pushing him away. And, well, he got the FAFO treatment. Chavistas believe they can do the same in other countries. Is that Reaction? Is that an accurate translation? So anyway, he thought he was a tough guy, and he effed around and found out, I guess. Let's see how this goes. Oh, now, I'm finding humor, too. The dude's significantly larger than him. Hey, number one. The dude is significantly larger than him. What is he thinking? I mean, look, I'm there are times, I'm a little too old for this shit, but there are times when I wish someone would. There are times when I wish someone would, when I'm in one of those moods where my 6'4", 280 pounds is going to take care of your ass. But then there's some little guys who beat my ass anyway because they're better fighters. But my wrestling skills are still pretty good. I think I could take a lot of people. Anyway, let's see what this little fucker does.
What happened, bro?
Bro, you gotta leave, bro. You gotta leave, bro. You can't come in.
Me what, bro? Me what?
Y'all gotta go, bro. Y'all gotta go, man.
He's just, now notice the dude telling him to go is being very calm. You know what I mean? Yeah, a little Napoleon complex, absolutely. He's being pretty calm, you know? No one told him that. Yeah, people in the Motor City don't fuck around with this shit. Anyway, let's see.
You pay me talking, bro.
Just go home.
You pay me talking.
Yeah, you see that finger in the face. That would be, oh, this guy is just the self-control of this dude. Because that finger in the face that'd be the one where I'd be like, put that finger in my face one more time, motherfucker.
Pay me talking.
Just go home, bro.
I want home dead. Motherfucker.
Go home, bro. Just go to the crib.
Okay, so he leaves. Now he's gonna.
Hey. What happened?
Beat his ass, bro. Go ahead.
It's over now. It's over. It's over. Okay.
Beat his ass.
Okay, so there you go.
Now,
I'm probably gonna get a caution for violence, but you know what? Again, this is the classic FAFO. You can watch the entire video. I'm going to stop it there. It is in the links today. So thank you for Reaction on Puerto Rico. Also, we have our first sponsor today, who's caught me before the show. I don't see Gunfox here, but through some Hamiltons in the tip jar and a few articles. Thank you, Gunfox61. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Yes. Thank you, sir. And he dropped a few articles in here, which I'll get to very soon. I got a couple other trending topics first, though. Well, no, let's do Gunfox's articles, and then we'll come back to the trending topics. I'm going to move these up just so I make sure I get to them. So first one, he sent me, Gunfox is in the aerospace industry, and so often has aerospace industry things to talk about and show me. And this is, I found very interesting. Boeing that had the failed Starship thing that left those astronauts stranded. I mean, they were testing some things on it, right? But because some things went wrong, those astronauts ended up stuck in space for 9 months, thanks to Boeing and the Biden administration, who wouldn't let Elon Musk send a craft to bring them back earlier. That's contentious information, but we'll see. Oh, whoa, wait, hold up. Jay Pylon's in the house. What up, Jay? What up, Jay? Welcome back, sir. What up? Okay, anyway, so Boeing is now warning employees to brace for disaster over a possible cancellation of NASA's SLS rocket. Let's see. So the future of NASA's Space Launch System, SLS, is hanging by a thread, and Boeing, the aerospace giant behind the rocket's development, is preparing for the worst. Well, yeah, because their shit ain't working, and the SpaceX stuff is. And even Blue Origin had a good test flight recently too of some stuff. So Boeing is hurting, man. Their planes are falling apart. Their rocket shit don't work. So anyway, here it is. The SLS was meant to be the backbone of NASA's Artemis program, designed to return astronauts to the moon and eventually Mars. But built using the technology from the retired space shuttle program, the rocket was supposed to be cost-effective and quickly developed until I guess SpaceX started making reusable rockets. However, delays and cost overruns have plagued the project from the start. Each SLS launch now costs over $2 billion with a B dollars, a price tag that looks increasingly unsustainable, especially when compared to competitors like SpaceX's Starship, which promises far lower launch costs. With the new presidential administration focused on cutting spending, many others are questioning whether NASA will continue to fund the SLS or if it will shift to alternative launch systems. Oh, that's going to piss off Democrats because, oh my God, you're just going to give more money to Elon Musk. John Arnott's in the house. What up? Boeing currently employs around 800 people in the SLS program, but those jobs are now at risk. During an internal meeting, David Dutcher, head of the SLS program at Boeing, told employees if NASA cancels the rocket, up to 400 positions could be cut. And you know what? My gosh, if they cut 400 positions at NASA, they're probably going to be they're probably going to be firing veterans. You know, because you're not allowed to fire veterans. And I'm sure that some of those 400 employees are veterans. So I'm sure all the Democrats are going to be on their little social media and TikToks and reels and shit talking about, oh my gosh, Boeing is firing veterans. Oh, you mean the 7 veterans out of the 400 that were working at Boeing that got fired? Is that what you mean? Anyway, the company has also publicly acknowledged that the potential layoffs, confirming that if Congress does not approve funding, job losses could begin as early as April 2025. Wait a minute, April? That's like in 8 days. Speaking of which, my birthday's on April 4th. We'll celebrate my birthday too. Not just the 50th episode, but we're going to celebrate my birthday too. Coming up soon. Anyway, do I even have a show on April 4th? I don't even know. Let me check my calendar here. I hope that's not a weekend. I like having my show on weekdays. It's a Friday this year. Oh boy. Party! Okay, what was I at? Where was I? I'm a little goofy today. Okay, so anyway, now if NASA pulls the plug on SLS, it will need a replacement to keep the Artemis program on track. 2 private aerospace companies, SpaceX and Blue Origin, are already positioning themselves as alternatives. SpaceX's Starship, a fully reusable next-generation rocket that promises lower cost and higher payload capacity, and Blue Origin's New Glenn, a heavy lift rocket designed for deep space missions, still under development. I don't think they're as far as long as the SpaceX one, though. Anyway, both of these systems could offer similar or superior performance at a fraction of the SLS budget. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? If they both can do it at a lower cost. See, this is the problem with government. Many people in government, NASA would say, oh my God, we spent so much money on this program so far with Boeing that we just got to keep spending it, even if we don't get any results. Versus, I see what you did there, Eagle. It says physics is a drag. Oh, this one says physics causes drag. Physics is a drag. Well, both. Anyway, why would you, if both of these companies could do it at a far lower cost than Boeing, it might be time to kick Boeing to the curb. And that may just happen. And there's more stuff in this article, but that's the point here. If it were Thursday, I'd be saying FTG Boeing. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Next article, Gunfox sent me. What is this? Oh, and speaking of SpaceX, so SpaceX is basically NASA's go-to right now. SpaceX launches their 450th Falcon 9 rocket and breaks the booster turnaround record on NRO mission. Okay. The National Reconnaissance Office launched its 8th batch of satellites to support its proliferated architecture constellation. The mission includes a number of notable milestones for SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket program, including a record fast turnaround time for its booster. This is really significant. The rocket carried an unspecified number of satellites that are believed to be Star Shield, a government variant of the Starlink satellites that are built by SpaceX in partnership with Northrop Grumman. This was SpaceX's 450th Falcon 9 launch to date. Now think about that. Because SpaceX, how long has SpaceX been around? About 20, 22 years, something like that? They have 450 launches. And certainly the Falcon 9s have only been around, I think, the last 5 or 6 years, maybe 8 years. They've had 450 launches. That's amazing. Now, liftoff for Space Launch Complex 4 East at Vandenberg Space Force Base happened on March 20th at 11:49 p.m. PD. Oh, 11:49 p.m. PDT, Pacific Daylight Time versus 2:49 a.m. EDT. Okay, got it. This will be the second launch this year supporting the architecture following NROL 153, whatever that means, in January. SpaceX used the Falcon 9 first stage booster with the tall number B1008 or B1088. This was its fourth launch after previously supporting the flights of NROL 126. Okay, they're putting all these letters and numbers together. I have no idea what these mean. A combination of Starlink and Starshield satellites, the Transporter 12 small sat rideshare mission, which included 131 satellites, and NASA's SphereX and Punch rideshare mission. So it's kind of like Uber for satellites, I guess. I mean, that's what it sounds like, doesn't it? Uber Lyft for satellites. So basically, these satellites were a bunch of some of their own. What do they call it? The fuck they call it? Hang on a second. Starlinks, and then the government Star Shield. So anyway, yeah, SpaceX is killing it, and I'm sure that we'll be seeing people protesting SpaceX and throwing fire, Molotov cocktails at the doors and shit at SpaceX, because you can't have Elon Musk making millions and billions of taxpayer dollars, even if he is launching satellites. And actually, they're gaining something tangible for their money they're spending versus, transgender surgeries in Guatemala. So anyway, there you go. And then the final article Gunfox sent me. Here we go. And this is going to be a deeper talk a little bit later, but I'll put the headline in there and we'll come back to it later. Trump signs order to dismantle the U.S. Department of Education. That was kind of a tepid response, but we'll see. We'll see. So we'll come back to that one later. All right. And I'll move this over with the education stuff. Let's go. Next in trending topics, though. Let's see. Heathrow Airport in London is trending. Apparently, there's a big fire at Heathrow yesterday. And I'm pretty sure the cause of the fire was Donald Trump, gutting the FAA, because everything's Donald Trump's fault. Someone here breaking, let's see, Ed Miliband en route to Heathrow with some solar panels and a windmill. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. Anyway, Heathrow Airport shut down after a fire in a local substation. GBB News reporting that the station uses lithium batteries instead of diesel, and it's these batteries that have exploded. Fan-fucking-tastic. Well done to the Green Lobby and all the net zero nutters. Britain is now closed. So here it is. And here it is. The sheer lunacy of Heathrow's airport swapping reliable diesel generators with the net zero biomass system. So here it is. This is what happened at Heathrow. The power outage that paralyzed Heathrow on March 21st, 2025 exposes a ludicrous twist in its net zero quest. You know what net zero means. They want to have net zero emissions. Powered by locally sourced wood chips, which is not net zero. Anyway, that's hilarious. Powered by locally sourced wood chips that take hours to fire up. In 2012, Heathrow unveiled its Terminal 2 biomass combined heat and power plant, a 10-megawatt beacon of sustainability, cutting 13,000 tons of CO2 annually, and lauded as the UK's largest, quote, own use, end quote, renewable setup. By 2023, it celebrated further green strides with solar panels and electric vehicles bolstering its eco-credentials. Yet, as an emergency backup, this biomass relic is a farce. Diesel kicks in within seconds, keeping runways lit and skies safe. Biomass dawdles hours to reach full power, better for steady warmth than sudden blackouts. When a fire at North Hyde substation in 2025 felled both grid and backup, stranding 1,300 flights, it hinted this green darling couldn't cope. The 2023 fanfare over sustainability feels hollow now. Net Zero's noble pursuit has left Heathrow vulnerable, a global hub undone not by storms or foes, but by the folly of prizing untested green tech over provable resilience, leaving passengers to rue on award-winning dream turned nightmare. So anyway, the big old fire. Someone here says, oh, no, wait a minute. Someone here says, so I read over Russian news that a giant fire is in substation near the Heathrow airport in the UK left the airport closed and thousands of people without power. Russian Telegram news sure do have a lot of footage of it. They're fast, even though it's night there. Weird. What? So this is what they saw. What is this? That's not, well, I don't know. That's part of the airport. And something else. Let's see what the other one is. Thousands of people in London were left without power after a massive explosion and fire at an electrical substation, and Heathrow Airport was also plunged into darkness. An explosion occurred tonight in the southeast London area of Hayes. A local power substation exploded. After that, a strong fire began, which can be seen for several kilometers. It is reported that local authorities are evacuating residents and workers of nearby enterprises due to strong flames. Around 16,000 people were left without power. A Heathrow Airport spokesman said Heathrow Airport has experienced a significant power outage due to a major fire at a nearby electrical substation. The airport is currently closed. Okay. And then, so it was the electrical substation that normally powers Heathrow, and the emergency backup, because they're using wood chips instead of diesel, didn't fire up fast enough to take care of the problem. So there you go. That's why Heathrow is trending. Moving on. Yesterday, I was supposed to talk about Rick Wilson. Good old Rick Wilson. The Lincoln Project, little short fuckwad that is mired and overwhelmed by Trump derangement syndrome. And I might have mentioned his name yesterday, but it was supposed to be the main topic. And I kind of talked about him a little bit. But then I found this thread right here, this thread right here with Rick Wilson X'd out because he's suspended on X. And so I thought I'd do a little more deep dive into Rick Wilson, which sounds really gross if you think about it too long. So anyway, Rick Wilson is a terrible person and a complete hypocrite. This is an account called Gain of Fauci, and it's titled The Total Destruction of Rick Wilson, who we can say, look, I know it's not Thursday, but FTG Rick Wilson. Okay? Rick Wilson is a terrible person, a complete hypocrite. I thoroughly enjoyed dunking on him all day after he was banned on X by Elon Musk, a 30-day suspension, which he absolutely deserved. And here's how it started. Lincoln Project Rick Wilson said, quote, this is from a long time ago, that they're going to have to go out and put a bullet in DJT. And now he's supporting domestic terrorism and telling people to attack Elon Musk. So here it is. This was back when he said this about Donald Trump.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact. They're still going to have to
remember
go out
that? Then he did the kill Tesla, save the country thing with a Substack, right? But when he, again, kill Tesla, save the country, except, in Minnesota, we were, what's his face, our governor, Tim Walz, he's so insignificant I can barely say his name. Hello, Selected Boy, by the way. Boy. Our governor was laughing about how Tesla stock was dropping, and that made him feel good, forgetting that the Minnesota State Pension Fund is heavily invested in Tesla and lost about half the pension fund's value when Tesla's stock dropped. But that's a whole other thing. But the idea that you go kill an American company that employs 80,000 people in the United States and is 100% American-made car seems a little folly, right? And also when he says this, kill Tesla, save the country, but showing a burning Tesla, Elon has a weak spot attack. That doesn't sound real good, right? That sounds like you're not only are you saying, boycott financially. That sounds like you're saying you support the terrorism part of that, where they're burning people's Teslas and keying other people's cars, whatever, right? So anyway, so the obvious threats above toward Elon Musk and Tesla led him to getting permanently banned from X, the app formerly known as Twitter. Then he went on to Blue Sky to cry about it. This is the same man that gloated and cheered over Donald Trump being permanently banned by the old Twitter regime. Because remember when he did this? Happy anniversary of your permanent ban, Donald. And now his account's suspended. So that's, that's a little irony there. So now, Rick Wilson really enjoyed making fun of people for getting banned on X or Twitter for purely partisan reasons. As someone who was wrongly banned here on 10 plus accounts during the reign of censorship, this pisses me off beyond belief. And there's Rick Wilson again. I missed that Bill Mitchell had been permanently banned from Twitter. He's off to Parler, the social media Valhalla for stupid people, pouring out an old English 800. So here it is. Right after the assassination attempt of Trump, this person called Rick Wilson out for what he said regarding the, put a bullet in Trump. And that led to Rick Wilson blocking the Gain of Fauci account. Strangely enough, he has blocked and unblocked Gain of Fauci over and over and over again ever since the account was reinstated by Elon Musk a few years ago. Now, as you might imagine, it was now my turn to endlessly troll and dunk on total loser Rick Wilson. Remember that he is a horrible person. He is. He's a shitbag. And deserves all of this much, much worse throughout that meme. And now don't forget, though, Rick Wilson also founded the Lincoln Project, which he says Project Lincoln, which is, they have it backwards in their name, which is most well known for shamelessly lying and pushing fake race hoaxes. Never forget this from Project Lincoln. So this guy's going to continue trolling Rick Wilson. Again, fuck Rick Wilson. Oh, Gunfox, you're here. I went through all 3 of your articles already. Thank you for sending those. I appreciate it. I really, really appreciate that. So anyway, there we go. That was the Rick Wilson section that I really didn't go into too deeply yesterday. Again, that sounds kind of gross. By the way, also, some other people have noticed that Rick Wilson is an asshole. And someone here named Josh Dunlop says, who would like to see Dan Bongino instruct his FBI agents to arrest Rick Wilson for threatening Elon Musk and President Trump? I'm not necessarily asking for that, but it would be kind of funny just for them to investigate. I don't think the FBI should do it, though. I think the Secret Service should do it. I mean, half a dozen, 6 of the other, 6 or whatever that phrase is. Good morning, Rick Ashburger. You were already here, though. John Arnott, you were already here? I already said that? Okay, I said hi to all y'all. So anyway, yeah, fucking Rick Wilson. Fuck that dude. FTG. Rick Wilson told us a while back that everything Trump touches dies. Elon must not have gotten the message. Tesla appears to be heading for life support. I think Elon Musk will be okay. That these are people dumping on Elon Musk. So there you go. All right, let's continue here. Let's see. We did these already. We did all these articles will be in the links today, obviously, including the ones that Gunfox sent me. Let's talk about the New York Times next. What did I have a main topic here? Oh, still Rick Wilson. Let's talk about the New York Times next. So the New York Times, let me show you the headline first. This is the headline, and you can imagine what the article's like because these people are fucking deranged. Here's the article that a lot of people are talking about from the New York Times. Musk set to get access to top secret U.S. plan for potential war with China.
China is asshole.
Wow.
Wow.
Secret U.S. plan for potential war with China. Just the headline. If you only read headlines, you're thinking, oh, are they going to, excuse me. I need to, sorry. Do we have to, are we going to start a war with China? And again, the subheadline, giving Elon Musk access to some of the nation's most closely guarded military secrets is a major expansion of his role as an advisor to President Trump and highlights his conflict of interest. Oh my gosh! So lots of people are talking about the New York Times this morning. But so someone here says, let's see here. A lot of people. Sean Parnell. Sean Parnell is, I don't remember what Sean Parnell's job is. He's something over at the Pentagon. But he says there should be accountability for liars, especially within the media. The New York Times is a propaganda machine that should immediately retract their lies. The days of the Pentagon just allowing these fake narratives to spread is over. Here he is.
On the record, that is completely fake. And let me show you, this started with this New York Times headline, and they've since changed it, but Musk set to get access to top secret U.S. plan for potential war with China. This is egregious. This is fake. The New York Times should retract this story, 5 anonymous sources. I've been on bilat calls with the secretary. I see how hard he's working to implement the president's agenda and pursue peace through strength. This type of garbage from the New York Times undermines that process and undermines our mission.
Hold up. Sean Parnell. That's the point, Sean. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to undermine the process. They're trying to undermine the president. And I know you know that, but that is exactly what they're trying to do. And supposedly they're leaks and this and that, all this bullshit. They absolutely are trying to destroy this presidency. So it shouldn't be no surprise, but at least now we have people in the Pentagon who will say this is bullshit. Bullshit.
Shouldn't happen at all. Elon Musk is just coming over here for a visit. Again, he's an innovator. This is a guy that shot a rocket at thousands of miles an hour that's thousands of pounds. And as it landed back on the Earth, it was grabbed out of midair by a giant robot arm. Yeah. We want a guy like Elon Musk in the Defense Department to help us come up with creative solutions to the problems that we face in the day. But this article is ridiculous.
It's bullshit.
It's fake, and I can confirm that.
Now, again, it's on Fox News, the proper media for the people on the right, but still, Sean Parnell says that's bullshit. Maybe, I wonder if they could, if SpaceX or whatever could develop a plane to replace the F-35. I bet they could. I bet they could do it at 1/3 the cost too. I bet you they're innovative as fuck. So anyway, real quick, thank you, Chicago Mike, and welcome back. Whoa, welcome. Dropping a big 17 in the tip jar. Greatly appreciated. Chicago Mike says, Musk is evil. According to NPCs. Yes, absolutely. That is true. True. 100%. Thank you for the very generous donation. Greatly appreciated. Oh, a reminder, episode 1500 on Monday. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. They should all be here. So I'm not going to go any more in the New York Times. That story is trending and everyone's arguing back and forth about it. I haven't read a whole ton about it. But here's a reminder, something that was an oddity about the media. So remember in 2024, Donald Trump held 96 rallies. 96 rallies Donald Trump had in oh goodness, a lot of stuff going on here. 96 rallies in 2024. And this is CNN. Of 96 rallies, CNN aired one of them live, and it just happened to be the Butler, Pennsylvania rally. Now, what are the odds of that? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. What are the odds that CNN out of 96 rallies only aired that one live? It's fucking amazing, isn't it? All right, real quick, thank you, Avocados Diablo, dropping a small bullet in the tip jar, saying with a 223, small bullet, what I call it. Avocados Diablo says, are we just going to gloss over how the New York Times knew about this, quote, top secret plan and how it apparently was not so top secret. Yeah, well, there you go. That means somebody in the Pentagon is leaking something that maybe isn't even true. Again, 5 unidentified sources. What did I do there? Wait, what did I do? That's not what I wanted to do. Not what I wanted to do. Oh, there we go. No, what the hell is that there? Why did I do that? Oh, because that's the stupid thread. Okay, what the hell happened? Well, all right, you're going to get that in the links anyway. So there you go. So anyway, the New York Times is trending because of that. And Donald Trump did actually address this on... Oh, thank you also for the super chat. John Arnott with the 556 a big bullet saying, for the weekend. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Beer is... That'll buy a nice sized beer in the Twin Cities. So thank you very much for sponsoring the show. Here's what Donald Trump says about this. Elon Musk will be briefed by the Pentagon about USA's top secret plan against China. This is a quote. Should there be a war? According to the failing New York Times, one of the worst and most purposely inaccurate newspapers anywhere in the world, their fake concept for this story is that because Elon does some business in China, that he is very conflicted and would immediately go to top Chinese officials and spill the beans. Ratings challenged fake news CNN immediately picked up on this absolutely ridiculous and false story, which is probably libelous, and went heavy with it. Fortunately, nobody was watching. Megan Hagerman, the really dumb scammer who constantly writes about me for the Times using anonymous, made-up, non-existent sources, and who I haven't spoken to in ages, is a big part of the scam. She leads the Russia hoax, not only to realize that she was duped and got it wrong, she owes me a totally discredited Pulitzer Prize for her bad reporting. Fake news is the enemy of the people, and Elon is not being briefed on anything China by the Department of War. So, he said Department of War. He wants to change that back too. Holy shit. Anyway, oh Lord, someone's put something about gender affirming care. Nobody cares. All right, so there you go. That's that. And it's almost time for Q&A. So let me get through the rest of this real quick. Let's see. Oh, Joy Reid. Speaking of the Pentagon. Okay. Oh, the Pentagon's trending for the same reason, but I'm not. It's all the same reason. The Pentagon is not giving Elon Musk access to secret Chinese war plans. Let's just put it that way. So
China is asshole.
But Joy Reid, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Joy Reid's a moron, and I don't. She's been fired from MSNBC, so she went and joined another lame-ass former major media employee, Don Lemon, and I just listen. This is glorious, and Canadians, worry not. We ain't gonna start nothing, and clearly you won't be starting nothing. Anyway, here's Joy Reid. Listen to this carefully.
Grampy Trump, let's talk. First of all, you can't make Canada the 51st state without going to war with them. And let me explain how that happened, how that worked out the last time we tried to go to war with Canada.
Can you guess what she's about to say? Who in the chat can tell us the last time the United States and Canada were at war? Has anything changed since then? I'm just throwing that out there before she even opens her stupid mouth. Here we go.
They burned the White House to the ground in 1814 and won the war. Canada beat us.
Okay, first of all, that war, yes, we fought with Canada, but that one ended because there was a truce and whatnot. We had an agreement. I can't remember the name of the agreement, but somebody here in the chat probably knows it better than I do because of history. But yes, and during the Civil War, the Confederacy won some battles too, dumbass. What is she talking about? Canada did not exist until 1814. Well, the territory did. Anyway, let her say her stupidity now.
Us in the War of 1812. They probably like their chances against us.
Canadians? First of all, we have no interest in going to war with Canada. But they like their chances against us? I don't even want to, first of all, I don't even want to give credence to even the thought of it. But I don't think so. Joy, what are you thinking? We have the largest military in the world by far. Our military spending is, and size is combined, dwarfs most of the rest of the world combined. It's just, I don't know what she's talking about here. And we have no interest in fighting Canada.
We're not going to beat them in a war because we have never been able to do that. You'd have to occupy a country.
We don't want to occupy Canada, okay? But the idea that we could, if there was a war between the two, 40 million people versus 360 million people, and probably 50 times the amount of equipment. Because, it's a stupid idea, first of all, but she's dumber than dirt. If she believes that.
Equivalent of the size of the United States, in which the top 2/3 of it is uninhabited, frozen forest land.
Yeah, where nobody really wants to live. What? Half the Canadian population lives south of me. The inhabited part of Canada is south of me for the most part. Or is it 90%? It might be 90% lives south of Minneapolis, lives near the border, closer to the border. And the rest of Canada is just resources, and there are not a whole lot of people living up there, Joy. But anyway.
It touches the Arctic. You know how that worked out when the Nazis tried that with Russia, which is the equivalent of Canada?
Oh, my God. This woman's retarded. This woman's fucking retarded. And again, she compares us to Nazis and Russia, the equivalent of Canada. Yeah, that's not, oh my God. I get the Nazis made the mistake of going and turning on Russia, their agreement, but still.
On that part of the world,
oh Lord,
we gonna lose. We don't have enough troops to occupy. They are a country.
We're not it. There's a difference between a war and occupying too. But we're not gonna fight with Canada.
39 million people who have about as many guns per capita as we do.
Okay. So guns per capita. Let's say there's 5 guns for every Canadian, that they own 5 guns for every Canadian with 39 million people. Do the math. So then how many guns would Americans have with 360 million people? Yeah, she's talking about landmass. See, this is kind of like the counties that voted for Trump versus the county that voted for Biden, and people put those county maps out there. Yeah, it looks kind of cool, but remember, there's not a lot of people in all those red areas in the country. But he did win the popular vote. But that's beyond the point. She is. And guns per capita? No, because aren't there a lot of gun restrictions in Canada? There's a lot of gun restrictions in Canada, aren't there? They don't have, I don't think they have as many guns per capita. She's, oh my God, she's stupid. Oh, and that was the end of the clip. So anyway, that's why Joy Reid is trending, because she's fun to laugh at. The only other things I had trending, I'm going to go to Q&A, but for all the other things I had trending, the Department of Education, which I have several articles on that open. And this is the other article from Gunfox, so we'll do this one real quick, and then we'll do our Friday Q&A. So Trump did sign an order to dismantle the United States Department of Education. We'll see where this goes. President Trump signed an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education, fulfilling a campaign pledge and a long-cherished goal of some conservatives. Accusing the agency of breathtaking failures, the Republican president vowed to return the money it controls to individual states. We're gonna shut it down as quickly as possible, Trump said, although the White House acknowledged that closing the agency outright would require an act of Congress. The move is already facing legal challenges from those seeking to block the agency's closure, as well as sweeping cuts to its staff announced last week. Most U.S. children attend public schools, which are free and run by local officials. Key point! A common misconception is that the federal education department operates U.S. schools and sets curriculum, but that is primarily done by the states and local districts. A relatively small percentage of funding for primary and secondary schools, about 13%, comes from federal funds. Most of the money comes from state and local taxes. Established in 1979 and implemented in 1980, they got that wrong. The department administers student loans and runs programs to help low-income students, which they can still do in other departments of the federal government, the Treasury and Health and Human Services. You realize that the school lunch program is not run by the Department of Education, right? Everyone knows that. It's run by the Department of Agriculture. So I don't know why that some of these other programs couldn't be run by other agencies other than the Department of Education. But anyway, I digress. But Trump has accused it of indoctrinating young people with racial, sexual, and political material. Mostly the local districts do that, but they do force some social engineering in some ways, don't they? Like when Biden said that they would mandate some LGBTQ shit, whatever. Anyway, surrounded by children seated at school desks in the White House Thursday, Trump said the U.S. spends more money on education by far than any other country, yet he added that students rank near the bottom of the list. A UNESCO Institute for Statistics said the U.S. spends roughly 5.4% of its GDP on education, which is higher than many countries, but not all. Now, notice what they did there. That is such a bullshit way to lie. When he says the U.S. spends more money on education by far than any other country, of course it's going to be a lower percentage of our GDP because our GDP dwarfs every other country. But if you go by per student spending, he's telling the truth. They just found a way to make it, well, he said that without evidence. Which is higher than many countries, but not all. The department's budget last year was $238 billion, which is less than 2% of federal spending. And again, that's irrelevant too. The reason it's less than 2% of federal spending is because the states fund their schools for the most part. So that's irrelevant. If you go all spending on public schools in the United States of America, per student spending we're much higher than most countries, sometimes in some ridiculous ways, and not getting the results that all those dollars are supposedly supposed to make everything better. So this is oh my God, I hate how the media spins shit. The White House stated that his administration would move to cut parts of the department that remain within legal boundaries. The executive order was likely to face legal challenges like many of the Trump administration's efforts to shrink the size of the federal government. At the signing ceremony, Trump praised Linda McMahon, who he appointed to lead the department, and expressed his hope she would be the last Secretary of Education. He said he would find something else for her to do within the administration. After Trump signed the order, Louisiana Republican Senator Bill Cassidy announced plans to bring legislation aimed at closing the department, but Republicans hold a slim majority in the Senate, and closing a federal department will require 60 votes, making the goal a long shot, which we know that. That's okay. So anyway, there's more in this article, and I have several other articles open about this, different editorial type articles, plus some articles that are different. But I gotta stop right now because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our weekly Friday Q and A. But before I do that, obviously, Chicago Mike, thank you for another 5 spot in the tip jar. Chicago Mike says, "Dear Joy, ever heard of Andrew Jackson and the Battle of New Orleans?" Yeah, there's all kinds of, right? Look, the idea that the Canadians, the soon-to-be Canadians, got one over us with the White House, Yeah, so what? There's all kinds of I think we lost a couple battles in World War II too, but none of us are speaking German unless they choose to, like they get Duolingo or some shit. So anyway, all right, Friday Q&A, let's go. Got to get it going because I want to get all these in. Thank you, Avocados Diablo, for dropping extra space. I don't even know why I have this still pinned up here. Have you shared the stream yet? Hey, if you haven't shared the stream, share the damn stream. All right, share the stream. And if you want to sponsor the show, well, you know what to do. Go to pdognight.live. Maybe I'll link that one here. Streamlabs Priority Chat link. Here you go. If you want to sponsor the show. Thank you for those who've generously sponsored the show today. That's awesome. First question on Friday Q&A is from, oh my God, how many damn, did you like make a list before you came here? You got 18 questions before anyone even can just put a thing in the chat. First question by Avocados Diablo. Oh no, it's a have you ever woken up? Lord, give me strength. Avocados Diablo asks. Oh, that's the second question. This is the first question is, if you were going to write a series of monster fucker romance novels.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
If you're going to write a series of monster fucker romance novels, and yes, that is an actual genre. Oh shit, is it? Oh my God. What pseudonym would you write them under? There's wait a minute. There are monster fucker romance novels? Holy shit. Well, I suppose isn't there some kind, I can imagine. I'm just in my head. Here's what I'm thinking right now. And some of you might be into this, so I don't know. Let me see if I'm right. When you say monster fucker romance novels, is there some kind of porn out there where people are like fucking demons and shit? I'm just wondering. There's got to be something like that. That's my imagination running wild. Okay, what pseudonym would I write under? Avocados Diablo. That would be it. There you go. Thank you, Carousel, for dropping a deuce in the tip jar via Super Chat saying, weekly Q&A, a.k.a. AD displaying his insanity. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Carousel. That you've described it very accurately. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's called hentai? Is that what? Okay, too much information. That's not, I thought hentai was just cartoon porn. I don't even know. Anyway, Rule 34 is law, Marty. I don't know what that is either. Okay, next question. Avocados Diablo. This is a have you ever question, so you know it's going to be freaky. Have you ever woken up in a dumpster in the back alley of Giza wearing a head of a camel costume and dressed like Cleopatra with a scar near where your spleen used to be? Now, usually these questions are extra weird, but yeah. What about it? Avocados Diablo, Avocados Diablo asks, would you wear a tuxedo made of corned beef? And would you eat it after the snazzy event you wore it to? Only if I really, really showered and used a lot of, what's that hand disinfectant stuff? Gel? I probably wouldn't eat it. It'd be kind of funky after the event. Avocados Diablo asked, did you ever watch the show Enos? It was a spinoff of Dukes of Hazzard where Enos Strait, the sheriff, moves to LA and becomes an LA County sheriff. Is that a real show? Enos? Was that his name? That was the deputy though, wasn't it? That wasn't the sheriff himself. Enos? Oh, I don't know. Hand sanitizer. Yeah, sanitizer. Thank you, Selected Boy. I couldn't think of what that was called. No, I didn't. It was a real story. No, I never saw it. Avocados Diablo, have you ever been to one of those dinner theater murder mysteries where one of the audience is chosen to be the killer? And if so, what dish did they serve you? Oh, yeah, no. I'm sure it'd be like liver or something like that. That'd be gross. Avocados Diablo After what time is it allowable to get a blowjob on the swing of a daycare playground? It would have to be after hours. I'm just saying. That's, you know, I'm ashamed even reading that question. Avocats Diabli. Do I want Shayo style ramen or banh mi meatballs for dinner tonight? Oh, go with the meatballs. Go for the meatballs. Shayo style, yeah. Ramen sounds good. Maybe that's what Lady Boomer and I'll do tonight. We'll go get some ramen. There's a great ramen restaurant up the street from us. Avocats Diabli. When it comes out that Drake only made the NCAA tournament by cheating, how devastated will you be? Bitch, please. They have talent. Look, here's what happened to Drake this year, because we had a really nice team the last few years. We've been in the tournament for the last 5 years. The new coach this year, because the other coach got hired away, and now he might be the coach at Indiana. The new coach came from here to Drake from Northwest Missouri State, a D2 school, and he brought like 4 of his players, and 4 of his players are starting at Drake, and they're still won the Missouri Valley Conference, went 30-3, and now have won a game in the NCAA tournament against a team seeded much higher than them. I don't know how you cheat bringing up your D2 players. I just don't know, because there can't be a recruiting scandal. He brought some of his old players with him, and he had some of the players from Drake that were already there that stayed. It's hard to cheat when you're a first-year coach. Now, next year, if he's still at Drake and has some recruiting, well, now see, the thing is now you can pay kids with the whatever that shit's called, the free money shit when they use your likeness. And so it's, I don't know. There you go. All right. That's my answer, sort of. Avocados Diabli asks, would you ride a roller coaster that simulated falling down a set of stairs called the Abortionator? Oh my God. What the fuck? And with that name, would they need a warning that pregnant women should not ride it? Oh, stop, please. Stop. I have back issues that probably wouldn't, and hip issues. I have hip issues that would not be good for that. And they already have warnings that pregnant women should not ride roller coasters. So sure, why not, except for the part of me riding it. Lord Stand-Up says, Drake's Hostess or Little Debbie's? You can only have, Drake's Hostess or Little Debbie, you can only have one snacky cake forever. I never liked Little Debbie's. Every Little Debbie product has a weird taste to it. But maybe that's because I mostly grew up with Hostess, because Hostess had bakeries in Omaha, and I really liked them. And Drake's cakes, I'm sure they're fine, but gotta go with hometown shit. Hostess, thank you. Avocados Diabli, since spinoffs was brought up, what was the best TV show spinoff? That's tough. Probably the Jeffersons. The Jeffersons did really well, and coming from after All in the Family, so that would be one of my favorites. Although it's funny because if you watch episodes of like on TV Land or whatever those stupid places are, it's really dated, but it's kind of funny still. Lord Stand-Up, when was the last time you ate something horrific so you wouldn't hurt anyone's feelings? I hate to say it, but almost every day growing up, because my mother was not a very good cook. I love my mother to death, but she was not a very good cook. So, and she loved making things. Oh, I can tell you what it was though. Usually, have you ever tried eating canned Brussels sprouts? Holy fuck, are those gross? I mean, it's worse than chitlins. To me, it's worse than liver. Although I grew to like liver for a while, but then I realized what I'm eating. But canned Brussels sprouts the nasty. I love roasted fresh Brussels sprouts, you know, throw them some garlic butter or something and throw them in the oven. But canned Brussels sprouts out of the can, you just heat them up in the pan. They got that juice. Oh, they're so fucking nasty. But they ate them just to make mom happy. All right. Avocados Daily, you're going to take care of my ass. I didn't realize you rode that way. Your butt is mine. Okay, enough about that. Avocados Daily, is there any rule that says you cannot use Dawg Pound? Use a Dawg Pound like it was a cattle auction? No, I don't think so. Lord Stanhope asks, what's for dinner? I think ramen tonight. And we might have to do some ramen. Avocados Daily, have you ever been walking somewhere where you know there have been no other people for a long time and found a tiny 6-inch pocket of air that smells mysteriously like Fritos corn chips? And as soon as you smell it, you look around like, who the fuck's here? Are you hiding in a tree? What the fuck? No, I haven't happened that, but that sounds scary. Lord Stanhope, what would make you jump? Oh, it should be out. It's typo. What would make you jump out of a window faster? Blasting REO Speedwacking, blasting Journey, or blasting Starship? Okay. I actually liked REO Speedwacking. Journey's awesome. Starship made me cringe. So it would have to be Starship. You know, because their evolution from Jefferson Airplane to Jefferson Starship to Starship to Jefferson Starship to Starship again and back and forth. Once they got to the 80s poppy crap they did, we built this city and all that shit, fuck Starship. I was like, stop it. Nothing's gonna stop us. Stabbed myself in the fucking head. I hated them. Okay, that was a little too much information. Lord Stanhope asks, it is being said that NATO countries are contemplating canceling F-35 orders. As a professional bartender, how much of that is moral outrage at the Orange King, and how much is the shit is just too expensive? I think the F-35 project should have been canceled a long time ago anyway. And then it is too expensive. I think it's just too fucking expensive. And part of it is definitely Trump derangement syndrome. But whatever. I mean, it's they should have went back to the drawing board a long time ago. Avocados Daily, how many cocktails, wieners? Avocados Daily asks, how many cocktail wieners is too many cocktail wieners? Once you get past 10, it's too many. Just too many. Just saying. Lord Stanhope, if Joe Rogan stood at Betty Schaap's shoulder and called you out in front of your family, would you fight him? No, I'm not fighting Joe Rogan. Have you ever seen that guy kick a bag? Look, I'm not a skilled fighter. I'm just big and I can overwhelm people with the wrestling stuff. But I would not want to get kicked in the thigh by Joe Rogan, or worse, in the calf or the thigh, or in the knee. I don't want to get kicked by Joe Rogan. He can kick like a motherfucker. He's like a donkey punch or whatever. Not that wrong choice of words. Select a boy asks, what are the chances that they'll stop bitching about the price of eggs, even though it's gone down recently? Oh, no, they're milking that for all it's worth. It's going to probably another 3 months. And then they're going to realize, oh, fuck, eggs are already down. Select a boy asks, so which is stronger, a ram or a bull? Well, okay, a bull is stronger, but it depends on what kind of a fight they're going to have. If they're going to have a headbutting contest, a ram will knock the bull the fuck out. So there you go. Lord Stanhope, what, pork or beef? Oh, you talking about ramen? Oh, gotta have pork ramen. If that's your, that's all the question says. What, pork or beef? Oh, next one. Oh, I see. Never mind. The next question, you actually fixed it. Lord Stanhope asks, what pork or beef dish is sweet and delectable enough to be a dessert? No. No. Lord Stanhope asks, skinwalkers versus Wendigos. Who would win? Okay, you're in a realm that I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I don't have an answer. Lord Stanhope, will you have a good weekend? Well, yeah, but it's going to be comprised of a lot of cleaning and yard work and shit. So it's going to be a working weekend, but you know, sometimes you got to do that. It'll be good to have the house tidied up though. Spring cleaning time. So, Select a Boy asks, if you were delivering a PSA, public service announcements for those you initial challenged, what would be your slogan? Slogan for a public service announcement? What would be my slogan? What would my slogan be? Oh, I got it. It would be, let's keep the fuckery to a minimum, people. And I would do the eyebrow thing just like that. Let's keep the fuckery to a minimum, people. That's it. Perfect. Lord Stanhope, look up Chuck Tingle. Oh, is this going to be gross? Oh, okay. Poker face meets contagion. This is kind of a the world's greatest author, Chuck Tingle, 2-time Hugo Award finalist. Okay. Oh, okay. Author of Camp Damascus. All right, we'll try and figure that out. I'll leave Chuck Tingle in the links too. In fact, chucktingle.com. Let's see. The greatest author of our generation. Chuck Tingle, Lucky Day. Okay. I'm not familiar with Chuck Tingle. Harriet Gorber series. Okay. Oh, I probably this is what you're going to see when you click this link. Chuck Tingle series. So we'll check that out. Thank you. All right. Select a Boy, how do you tell if a fashion style is out of season? How do you tell if a fashion style is out of season? If you see a whole bunch of 40, 50-something women wearing it. Just saying. They're late to the party and, you know, it's a bunch of Karens wearing some shit that they shouldn't be wearing. You know, it's over. Avocados Diabli, Lord Stanhope. Oh, this is for Lord Stanhope. Oh, on that question about Drake's Cakes, Hostess, and what was the other one? Drake's Cakes, Hostess, and it's the East Coast one that I'm not a big fan of. No, Drake's Cakes is the East Coast one. Oh, Dolly, Little Debbie's. And so here's what Avocados Diabli says to Lord Stanhope. Why aren't you giving Dolly Madison any love? They made those zingers that were pretty good. Oh, Dolly Madison had a bakery in Omaha too. Yeah, no, Dolly Madison was known as the fake Hostess, but they did have the little frosted looking, little frosted, what are those yellow cakes that the Hostess made? Twinkies. They had the frosted looking Twinkie things, but they were a little more dense than Twinkies and didn't have filling. Yeah, Dolly Madison, they were kind of, that's when Dolly Madison, at least in Omaha, they were cheaper than Hostess. So my mom would buy Dolly Madison because, you know, that's just how my mom was. Yeah, it would still be Hostess. Hostess is the shit. And I don't mean literally, obviously. Okay, Avocados Diabli. And yes, I meant to write that last one in Q&A. No, I got you. That's cool. Cool. Avocados Diabli, is this the penultimate question? Close but not no cigar. Monica. Avocados Diabli, smash or pass? The fake Down syndrome influencer. Oh, she's a smash. I just don't know what she really looks like. She's smash, has a as the Down syndrome looking bitch, but she's not Down syndrome, so that's probably a better scenario. Just saying. And finally, the last question on Friday Q&A. Select a Boy asks, or in the hood asks, where do you think Joy got her history from? Straight out her butthole. There you go. And yes, avocadously, now that you had this the last question. Yes, that is the last question on Friday Q&A. It's guess it's over. Call it a day. Where's my end Q&A? Is it here? Here, yeah. Guess it's over. Call it a day. Thank you for the questions, everybody. Thank you for joining me on the Morning Night Live. Thank you for the generous donations. Thank you for tweeting out the show. Thank you for joining the chat. Thank you for everything that you do. On Monday, a reminder, and this is important. This is important. On Monday, it's the 1500th episode of the Morning Night Live. We're going to try to start an hour early as long as I get home at a decent time. I'm going to have the stream set up long in advance just so I don't have to do a lot of setup. We're going to try to do my goal is to do open mic. We might do it through Spaces. I don't think I'm going to do it through StreamYards because I don't want to pay for another month of StreamYards for no good reason other than to do one show. But it is on Friday. On Monday, we'll do a Q&A that day too. So I'm figuring out how I'm gonna set it up, but we're gonna start an hour early, 9 o'clock Eastern, and go the 2.5 hours rather than 1, maybe 3, depending on how late I want to be to my other gig. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors. I'll be putting it out on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, and other places over the weekend. Hopefully we'll get a nice crowd here, and we'll try to invite a few special guests to join us too, just for the hell of it, because, friends and neighbors. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me on the Morning Night Live. I'm going to drop these links in the chat as soon as this thing pops up. There we go. Close. There we go. All right. Here are today's links. There's a lot of good stuff in the aggregator too. I highly recommend going through that. Here are the links from today's show. Bam! There you go. That's it. Gotta go. My name is P. Dawg Night, episode 1500 on Monday. I gotta go. What did I say? I didn't mean I gotta go. I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Love ya. Hey, this is P. Dawg Night, and thank you for watching today on the P. Dawg Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P. Dawg Night, and I'm out of here.